Hi, it's Cherry here from Metabolic Balance Australia and New Zealand. I hope you're having a good day. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here, and I just thought I'd come on and talk a little bit about mood and food, because there is absolute rock solid connection between the two, and we can't escape. Is a good mood or a poor mood, is that come first, or is it the great food or poor food? They are so intimately linked, and right now mood is kind of an important point for everybody. We're under strain. So many people are under strain with all sorts of stuff going on. My heart goes out to all the parents with younger kids. My kids are older. My kids are 15 and 17, so they're pretty much self-sufficient with the whole homeschooling stuff. But I think for all those parents out there that are homeschooling and dealing with so many different pressures, trying to probably do work from home as well as the homeschooling, oh my God, you've got so much going on. And this is where food and what you're eating can potentially really change where you're at in being able to kind of cope with a lot of stuff. Because we as humans, we are amazing at coping with what is thrown at us, but actually we can potentially really change things by just doing a couple of key things that really make a big difference in just managing that great mood and keeping yourself not quite so irritable, which is totally normal right now that can come about. So food, what do we need to have great what do we need to have great moods and just keeping ourselves a lot more upbeat? First of all, it is whole foods. We need to get the neurotransmitters fed. Now, our neurotransmitters are the little messengers that are sending messages, sort of those emotions through the brain. Neurotransmitters are, they are responsible for calming emotions and also getting us agitated. And it's about getting those really nicely in balance. Now, your neurotransmitters, they need great food. They need to have, first of all, the building blocks of protein. Your amino acids are what actually is the foundation of every neurotransmitter. So you need to be having some great protein with every meal. You also need to have great minerals, magnesium, calcium, iron. They all need to be in great levels, and your B vitamins, vitamin C as well, is absolutely crucial. So it is about finding rich sources of all of these nutrients, and we're just talking whole foods. We are talking all of the green leafy veg, all your different multicolored rainbow of vegetables, beautiful levels of fruit. Now, you don't want to go too much fruit. You want to be maybe having 1 or 2 portions of fruit a day. And you want to have an apple. An apple is so crucial, and that is very much one of the big things about metabolic balance. Is we love our apples every day because it gives such a great rainbow of all different nutrients that we need. We also need to get that balance in the day of eating. Now, we're at home. I think snacking at home is possibly one of the big things that a lot of people are struggling with right now. And the thing is, the more you snack, the more imbalance you're going to get from your blood sugar, which means you're going to be wanting to snack even more. And it's kind of like a bit of a vicious cycle that can get into. We can also, obviously the weight is potentially going to pile on. We're just going to get unhappy with how we're feeling when we know that we're snacking too much. So it is about recognizing you need to have your breakfast, your lunch and your dinner. If you get yourself a great breakfast, a lot of people skip breakfasts, but we need to have a great breakfast. You get up every day at the same time. You then have a great breakfast, which has got a good level of protein in it as well. And that first mouthful of protein can potentially set up that blood sugar also for the rest of the day. You want to have some nice complex carbs going on with breakfast too. So you've got that slow release of carbohydrates through the morning. If you have that protein first with a nice amount of complex carbs, which is your fibers, your whole grains, oats, just some, some good veggies. There's nothing wrong with having veggies at breakfast. A lot of people kind of think you've got to have that traditional breakfast, but we don't. We want to have some really nice whole foods at breakfast. That will set your blood sugar up for the day, which means that you are not going to have those dips, which will drive you to the kitchen cupboards to have those little snacks. It's also so important to get the water in. Water and ensuring that your whole body is hydrated can really get those signals happening in the right way. And that means we're not necessarily going to confuse being thirsty for wanting something to eat, which is then going to drive again that blood sugar imbalance, which is then also going to lead to more irritability and just that poor mood going on as well. The other great thing about hydration is that it is important, vitally important for your mood as well. So we're better at decision making when we're hydrated. There's been plenty of research studies that point out that when somebody is dehydrated, even mildly, even very little levels of dehydration can seriously impact on your decision making, which again can lead to things happening at home or in our relationships that just don't potentially need to happen, because we're all in sort of a little bit of a potential pressure cooker moment at the moment. So key thing is to recognize that your food is going to really, really influence how you are feeling. And this is something we can control. That's the other key thing that I often say, because when we're in stress is damaging when we can't do anything about it. And that's when it can go internally and it can create a really unhealthy environment in the body. When we take stress and we move with it, we act upon it, we can change something. That is when we can make it into a positive. And this is where taking control about what you're eating a great food through the day at the right times, actually being aware and mindful of what you're eating and what you're choosing to eat, that can have a big impact on your stress, because there's so much we can't do at the moment, but actually what we put into our mouths every minute of the day, if we're going to put any food, eat food or drink anything, that is a choice we can make. And it's not about being perfect. I always say we do not want it to be perfect, but we want it to be aware, have great awareness and great mindfulness, and that we are actually choosing what we're doing. We're not just sleepwalking into this. So to kind of sum up, keep that 3 meals a day. Breakfast is the most crucial. That is where you are setting up the foundations for your blood sugar for the whole of the day. And if you skip breakfast, you are so more likely to be snacking all through the afternoon and into the evening. It's a big mistake to think that you can't have breakfast. Keep your hydration up. Get that rich variety of all different colours of vegetables and fruits in as much as you can. And get the great protein. Do not underestimate the power of protein, because the protein is that building block of all your neurotransmitters. If necessary, you can take a supplement. Supplements right now, they're a great idea as well. But this is really where you need to get some great advice. So do get in touch with your practitioner if you are unsure about what the right supplement is right now that could support you. But it is also taking that mindful approach, trying to take those times out. I know that there's an awful lot of pressures going on in so many households and so many families. So every little thing you can do is just that little bit of extra control that you can take back for your own health and your own well-being. And I just wish you all a big hug right now, because I think we could all do with a nice big hug when we're not allowed to have one, of course. So a big virtual hug. I will see you again next week. Thank you.